Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to be looking at rates and taxes, okay? And it says here, right, we'll have a little definition for rates. Rates are fees paid to the government who provide services for you in many ways, such as building roads, setting up basic facilities, and many others. Property taxes are an example of rates. Paying for your driver's license and government issued IDs like your passport are also rates, right? And we have a definition for taxes here. It says taxes are a compulsory, meaning you have to do it, contribution to state revenue, levied by the government on workers' income and business profits, or added to the cost of some goods, services, and transactions. All right. So we have some examples of rates there, right? Just a general cost from the government. And some other taxes we're going to give are sales tax, right, which we did earlier. We did that already. And we have income tax, right, which is the tax on your income. That's what we're going to look into now as well. And we also have property tax, okay? So, right. So there are many types of taxes we have to pay, okay? And there are actually many costs to things related to the government. For example, let me give you some example of rates now. To start your own business, it costs $2,500. You have to pay that amount to start your own sole proprietorship. To start a limited liability company, you have to pay, I think it's $30,000, 30,000 Jamaican dollars to start. And you need an accountant and many other things, right? So they're just general rates that you have to pay to the government right throughout your life. And you have sales tax, you have income tax, and you have property tax, right? So these are just two general definitions for these terms, okay? And we're going to look at some examples now, all right? Hey guys, so we're looking at the first example for rates and taxes here. And right, this is a pretty interesting example, so let's take our time with this one, okay? And it says a man earns $1,200 per month and his wife earns $800 per month, right? They have 4 children. National insurance of 5% of all earnings must be paid before taxes are deducted. Allowances and taxes are calculated on their combined salaries. Tax-free allowances and tax rates are as follows. Tax-free allowances are $1,000 per annum per adult, $500 per child, 10% of the male salary and 50% of the wife's salary, right? Taxes on income are 10% of the first 2,000, 20% of the next 2,000, 30% on the next 4,000, and 40% on the remainder. So it says calculate the total taxable annual income, okay? All right, so what this is saying, guys, is that they want the taxable amount, the amount excluding the tax-free allowances, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do for number one is we're going to find the salary of the man and the woman, okay? How much they earn each year, because they want the annual income. So we're going to find how much they earn each year, okay? So the first one for the man, they earn $1,200, right? Times 12, okay? And the $1,200 times 12 is actually 14,400, right? And the woman earns $800 times 12, which is 9,600. Cool. So when we add these two, right? Let's draw a better line there. When we add these two now, we should actually get 24,000, okay? So this is how much income they earn before the tax-free allowances, all right? So we need to subtract the tax-free allowances from the income they earn, right? So let's subtract the tax-free allowances and see what the taxable income is. So for the tax-free allowances, remember you have $1,000 per adult, so that's 1,000 times 2, because it's 2 adults, so that's $2,000, right? You have $500 per child, and remember it says you have 4 children, so that's 500 times 4, which is 2,000 as well. Then you have 10% of the male salary, right, which is 10% of 14,400, which is equal to 1,440. Then you have 50% of the wife's salary, right, which is 50% of 9,600, right? And this is actually, how much is that? Right, this is actually 4,800. Cool. Then the last thing we need to subtract is the 5% of all earnings before taxes are paid. Okay, that's another tax-free amount. So 5% multiplied by 24,000, because that's all the earnings they earn, right? Right, guys, this should actually be equal to $1,200. Cool. So when we add all of these now, right, we're going to total all of these here. We're going to end up with 11,440. All right. So we're going to end up with this 24,000, which is the money before the tax-free allowances, and I'm going to subtract the 11,440, and we should actually get 12,560. All right, guys. Cool. So this 12,560 is actually the total taxable annual income. So this is the amount you're gonna tax after you take all the tax-free allowances from the amount. Okay. All right. So let's just clear that part and do the second part now. Okay. All right, guys. So we're doing the second part now, which says to find the total tax paid for the whole year. Okay. So remember, part A was saying that this 12,560 is the taxable income. All right. Cool. So this is the taxable income. Okay. So the taxes here says 10% on the first 2,000. So we're gonna find that 10% on the first 2,000, and that's actually right. That's actually $200, right? Yeah, it is $200. All right. And then we have to find 20% of the next 2,000, right? So that's 20%. Let's just put a line there. 20% of the next 2,000. So this is actually $400, right? And then you have to find 30% of the next 4,000, okay? And this is actually $1,200, okay? Cool. All right, guys. So what we have to do now is it says 40% on the remainder, right? So we'll have to add. So we'll have to add this 8,000 here, the 2,000 plus the 2,000 plus the 4,000, and we end up with 8,000, right? And we're gonna subtract that $8,000, right? Because we already got the tax amount for that $8,000, right? And we're gonna subtract it from the taxable income. So we're gonna end up with, right, we should actually end up with 4,560. Cool. So that's the last amount left. So we need to find 40%, right? 40% of 4,560. Okay. We should end up with 1,824. Cool. That's what we should end up with. So all we need to do now is add these 4 tax amounts together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we should get the tax amount. All right. So let's do that now, guys. So we're gonna add 200 to 400 to 1,200 plus 1,824, and the answer we should get is 3,624. Cool. And this is the total tax paid for the whole year. All right. So for the two answers, the first answer was 12,560. That's the taxable amount. and the second answer was 3,624. That's the total tax paid for the year. Cool. All right. All right, guys. So let's dive into another example now. Okay. Hey guys, so we're looking at a second example now, and this is an example of a rate. This is a good example of one of those things that you just pay for to the government. It says the customs duty on imported vehicles is 30% of the imported price. Calculate the customs duty for a car which the imported price is 12,000 US. Cool. So they say it's 30% of the imported price. So for I, the first one, is 30%, right? Multiplied by 12,000. And we should get these zeros cancel here. And we should get 30, right? Let me change that 3. Right, and we should get 30 multiplied by 120, okay? So 30 by 120, you can use your calculators, guys, remember, is $3,600, okay? So it's 3,600 US duty on the vehicle, okay? So for the second one now, it says calculate the imported price on a bus where the price is 15 million Jamaican dollars, okay? So let's do that one. It's 30% of 15 million, right? All right. And these two zeros, cancel these two zeros. And we're going to get 150,000. So we're going to get 150,000 times 30, okay? All right. And the duty is 4.5 million, okay? All right, guys. Awesome. Cool. All right, so let's look at another example now. Pretty much finish this example, but it's a good example of some rates that you will pay. I think Jamaica, the duty on an imported car is actually 200%, right? I actually think it's 212%, if I'm correct. Okay, so let's do one more example, guys. Hey, guys, so we're looking at the third example here, okay, for rates and taxes, and it says you own a house in Stony Hill which has a value of 80 million Jamaican dollars, right? And in Jamaica, the property taxes on houses worth more than $30 million is 1.3%. Calculate the property taxes that you'll have to pay each and every year. All right, so the taxes, okay, property taxes. The property taxes are equal to 1.3%, so that's 1.3 over 100, right? Multiplied by the $80 million for the house, right? All right, so these two zeros cancel these, and we're gonna put 800,000 in the calculator multiplied by 1.3. All right, and the answer is actually 1,040,000. Okay, so this is the property tax that you have to pay each year on your house, right? And right, so this is a lot of taxes though. It just shows you guys you really pay a lot of tax in general in your life, and that's just how it goes. All right, it's really not a problem. And all right, guys, so we're gonna look at a short real life example. Okay, guys. Okay, guys, so we're actually on the Jamaican tax government page. It's jamaicatax.gov.jm, right? As you can see here, we're actually seeing pay your property tax online. It's easy, right? So those of you who own a house in the future, remember you can pay your property taxes online. And there are several articles here about many different taxes, stamp duty reform, second quarter tax payments, and so on and so on, right? So pretty much you have an about page here, a welcome, and you have all the possible taxes that you can think of. You have your offices down here, your tax offices. This is Constant Spring Tax Office, right? Harbor Street, Post, this is what, Kingston Mall, all over the place you have these tax offices, and you can go out and find information about things you may need to pay for, like your driver's license, you know, even your learners, right? Many other different things that you may need, your passport, and all different types of things that you may need to pay for. Okay, so this is really important, guys, and it's something that you really need to understand. So take your time and think about this video, and remember to do the worksheet. And thank you guys for watching. All right, guys. So that's it. And I'll see you in the next lecture. And remember to do your best, and God will do the rest.